So when you think of summers in Maine, what do you think of? A pier, lobster rolls, amusement park, maybe some fried dough, hanging out on the beach. Well, Old Orchard Beach has that and more, which is why so many people choose to summer here, and some even call it their home. In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of living at Old Orchard Beach. And so if you're seriously considering moving here, you're not going to want to miss this video. But real quick, just let me introduce myself. My name's Cam Avery. I'm actually a local resident and real estate agent with the Avery Realty Group and Real Broker. And this channel is all about relocating to southern Maine and Seacoast, New Hampshire. And so if that's something you're interested in, definitely subscribe to this channel. And thank you so much for doing so. One of the biggest pros of Old Orchard is the beaches and the attractions. Old Orchard has two really great places to visit. You've got the pier, which has an amusement park, just a ton of stuff going on. And then right down the road, you have Ocean Park, which is a quiet, peaceful area to live. And so the attractions here at Old Orchard really make it stand out when it comes to Maine coastal communities. There's always something going on in the summer months here, and residents don't have to leave their own backyard to enjoy the ultimate Maine coastal experience. So while you may not have to leave your backyard, the great thing about Old Orchard Beach is that it's just 20 minutes to the Old Port in Portland, Maine, which is Maine's largest city, an amazing place, great restaurants. They've got a children's museum. And then you're only 20 minutes to downtown Biddeford, about 45 minutes to Portsmouth, and about an hour and a half to Boston. And so we feel that the proximity of Old Orchard Beach to New England attractions makes it a really, really great place to live. So the third thing that I love about Old Orchard is a small town vibe. Even though the population explodes in the summertime, you know, it's only about 8,000 residents that actually live here year round. So it's a really close-knit community that makes Old Orchard a fantastic place to live. Hey, I wanted to let you know that if you're seriously considering moving here, we actually made a complete relocation guide. You can actually download it totally for free just by clicking the link right in the description below. So now let's talk about the cons. I think probably the biggest con of living in Old Orchard, honestly, is that it is a tourist trap. While the population may be low in the winter, it explodes in the summertime. People really come from all over, which, you know, if you're planning to explore the area, that's a great thing. But if you're gonna live here full time, it can get pretty old. You know, I live about 12 miles to the beach and I never go in the summertime because it's just so busy. There's so much going on. Example number one, I can't even hear myself think. And this is just part and parcel of being in Old Orchard in the summertime. It does get pretty crazy, and it's something that you really need to be aware of if you plan on moving here. One of the other big cons about living at Old Orchard is that it really dies off in the wintertime. And so the population, as you can see today, people everywhere. If you came here in January, it would feel like a ghost town. A lot of these southern Maine coastal communities do die off pretty heavy in the wintertime. It's just something you need to be aware of if you plan on moving here. And finally, the last con about living at Old Orchard is the high cost of living. So the average price for a home here is about $500,000, and it's by no means the most expensive Maine coastal community, but it is higher than the national average. So if you plan to live here, know that the cost of living is going to be high. So as you can see, Old Orchard Beach has a ton to offer its residents. If you're seriously considering moving here, definitely reach out to us directly. And hey, if you want to check out one of our latest listings, we actually just listed a condo here in Old Orchard Beach, so click right here to check it out.